Right, hey, so I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, it's because you want to edit your frag movie in After Effects. So what we've already done now from the last video is we now have our, if we find it, we have our really high FPS clip here, which is this one here. So it's 24 seconds long and it's 6 gigabytes, and as I said, it's not exactly 400, it's 399, which is fine. That's totally cool. So anyway, I've already got After Effects open. It's really squashed up because I'm used to using it on a much bigger screen than this, so either way, it doesn't matter, this is fine. So first thing we're going to do is just import file to, import the file to After Effects again, basic stuff. This is some After Effects theory stuff. This is not so much video specific. This is kind of just technical stuff that you kind of need to know. One of the things that you want to do with After Effects is it's called pre-comps. People think of compositions in After Effects as being like, this is my movie, but it's not. They're exactly that. They're compositions. They're just like, they're groups of things. They're groups of layers that you can just put together, and I'm kind of doing this Tony Blair thing with my hands right now that nobody can see. This is a bit daft, but anyway, basically what I'm saying is that rather than just having one composition that's 60 FPS and whatnot, and we're going to call it my movie, instead of having that, just this, we're going to have another one. Little tip, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a pre-comp, it's called, for this clip. So we're going to do this, we're going to drag the video file onto this little new composition clip here. This, by the way, is relevant to After Effects CS3, CS4, CS5, and probably earlier versions as well, but I'm not sure because I haven't used them. So that's fine. So anyway, we've got this composition here that's cool. As you can see, it's 399.03 FPS, which is what our clip is. We don't want that, we want it to be 60 because our video is going to be 60 FPS. So what you can see now is we've got our 60 FPS video, which is great. So if we're going to go to 100 now so you can actually see the motion blur on this, to enable frame blending on After Effects, you tick this here, this box, enables frame blending for all layers with the frame blend switch set. Cool, turn that on, and to enable it for this layer you click this one here, and if I flick it on it, and you make sure that it's the dotted line, because I've explained this in other videos before, well, I think on posts, but anyway, the point is, this is off, this is frame blending, this is pixel motion. Pixel motion is kind of pointless. It's, for the purposes of TF2 frag movies, it's a waste of time. But it has uses for more sort of professional recorded films. But anyway, the point is, always put that with the dotted lines, the kind of squared off lines. So if I turn it on and off, you can see that this is kind of blurred about here. Like, I'm going to use this rock here, this line here, this rock as an example. So that's on, that's it off. You can see it's a lot more defined. Again, that's it back on again. You can see it's blurred all across here, even this line here on this fence, on, off. Anyway, that's the difference it makes. It doesn't look good in stills, but it looks a lot better when the video's sped up. And as you can see, because it's recorded at 400 FPS, there's no kind of nasty steps in this at all. It's just a tidy motion blur. What we're going to do is we're going to make a proxy of this pre-comp, and I literally mean a proxy in the same way that you'd imagine a web proxy, and that all it is it's just a replacement of the actual video file. So rather than it reading in the 400, I'll show you here. So rather than, when you record this, it's going to be limited not by how quick your CPU is, it's going to be limited by how quick your hard drive is, because it's going to take a lot longer to render, to like read a 6 gigabyte file from a hard drive than it is to render this video. It takes a while. Whereas I've already got this proxy made here. This is it pre-rendered down to 60 FPS, and it's a lot smaller. Anyway, the point is that what we're going to do is, basically, instead of having this 400 FPS video that it's reading, it's got a 60 FPS video that's already had the motion blur, frame blending the frame blending effect applied to it. And sorry if I'm speaking really quickly here because I've got a habit of doing that, so I'll probably need to do a written post of this, but anyway. So that's it there. What we want to do is we want to right click on this, create proxy and movie, and this will give us our standard render queue settings here. It's normally going to be in draft settings, so what I want to do is best settings, so set that to best, that's cool. All these things defaults, that's fine. You can set this to, so you want to click on this, custom AVI, format AVI, format options, change this to Lagarith or Huffy, whatever you use, doesn't matter, and tech audio output, and make sure that's set. And what you would do here is you would just click like the name of the video, but you would put proxy on the end of it. So normally I just click render and it render out, but I don't want to render out because art attack style again, we already have done that. So I'm just going to go set proxy file and I'm going to pick our proxy here. So what this means is that when we're editing my movie, we can just throw this, rather than taking this video file here, we take this pre-made comp and we put that on it. So what this means is that regardless of what we ever do, we're effectively dealing with a video that already has the flame blending applied to it, which means that when you're using, you know, this pre-render thing in After Effects, it will go much quicker. You know, I've not artificially sped this up in any way. That's actually how quick it's rendering. You know, it's rendering more quickly than it actually plays back, just simply because I've used this method of doing it. Whereas if I go and unset the proxy, you'll see that it'll take a lot longer because it's having to read this huge 6 GB file. Now admittedly it won't go that quick when you do it yourself because you'll have colour effects and stuff applied to it. But anyway, that's the point. And again, another thing, when you go to actually play it, After Effects will always freeze when you do this for a second and sometimes crashes, and it's a bit of a pain, especially with CS4. It's not such a problem on CS5 and CS3, but it used to drive me nuts on CS4. So, and for that reason, when I made Please Please Slow Mid, I actually, halfway through making it, had to just stop using CS4 entirely because it was crashing so much. So, anyway, like I can just show you, I can just really quickly apply some really nice, you know, kind of colour to this. Colour burn, classic fill, effects, generate fill. This is a really nice wee little thing you should try, by the way, if you ever get short of ideas. This is a really cool wee thing. I should probably make another video on this, but you can see that the kind of really nice effects that you can do with this kind of thing just by playing about. So anyway, let them go, yeah, because that looks really similar. How dark is that? Anyway, point is, we've got a nice tidy little effect here, and it's going to render a lot quicker. And I've probably talked a lot longer than I really need to about this because it's not that complicated. But if we let this just render a second here, because we might as well, you can see that we've now got this lovely kind of colour effect applied to it, and it's rendering amazingly quickly, and it plays back perfectly smooth, and that looks brilliant. Now admittedly that's 30 FPS and it's a 60 FPS video, but that's besides the point. So yeah, that's how to use frame blending in After Effects from TF2 in one whole go. I hope this helps some people because this has probably consumed about 3 hours of my time making this video. So anyway, hopefully it's useful. Just an addendum I'd like to put on this is that this stuff doesn't make a good video. This helps make a good video a great video. It just, having this on your video alone doesn't make it good. You've got to have some kind of artistic flair and style to your video that's going to make it original and, you know, really make people good. This is just a minor thing that looks good when you do it. So anyway, I hope that's helped. I really do. I really do. Bye.